How's it going, everyone? This is Punch here from Death Punch Airsoft, and today we wanted to show you a little side project that we're working on right now, and it's basically a spare parts build. It's a scrap build, but it's a very important stepping stone in what we're doing. So this gun is very loosely based off of an MP7 type gun, and it's going to use MP7 magazines from Tokyo Marui or Well or Tactical Force MP7 AEGs or AEPs, whatever. And we're taking that general idea of that gun and turning it into a more standard rifle package. So it'll use the same magazines, but that's pretty much where the similarities end, other than a little bit of the design share because of the grip. Obviously, it has to be similar to hold the magazine, and some select design features. Other than that, this gun is going to be all us. So far, all we have is all the parts we need and a drawing. And this is a very rough sketch of how this is going to work. So it's nothing too fancy, but it's just going to be a MP7 with a stock and with a better gearbox instead of a tiny little AEP gearbox with terrible little gears. This one's going to use standard version 3 gearbox parts as well as a version 3 hop up. It's going to use MP7 magazines, um, standard barrel, of course, standard AEG barrel, and the rest we're going to 3D print. Oh, and of course standard rails, but those are going to be printed by us. Um, the easiest the easiest way that I thought that we can do this is to print the whole body in three pieces. This rear section right here is going to be printed in a clamshell fashion. It's going to have two halves and they're going to be screwed together. And then the front is going to be one piece and pinned to the back piece. So it's going to be printed as one piece. And it's just going to fit over the front. And I'm not sure if it's going to be pinned through the side or if it's going to be pinned through the top. I'm not 100% sure on what design we're going to go with that. But that's something that we will figure out once we get it designed in CAD. Another option is that we will have this right here, which is like going to be a mock suppressor or barrel of sorts, and we can have that threaded on to the receiver, and that will be what holds the handguard in place. So there's a few options on what we can do with that. It's going to be in a bullpup setup because obviously the gearbox needs its own space and everything, as well as a decent sized battery to run it all. And of course the motor cage because, um, the version 3 gearboxes need a motor cage or some kind of support for most guns. And since it's going to be in a bullpup configuration, we need a trigger bar, which is right there. It's going to be a simple setup. We're going to have to 3D print the trigger bar to fit how we need it to fit, and all it's going to do is just push the trolley of the electronic contacts in, and that's it. Unless we end up going with a micro switch, which would be a little bit simpler, but I don't really feel like using a micro switch because I have plans for using that for another scrap build. But yeah, so we're just gonna be using this. I don't even know what it is exactly, where it's from. It might be a SEMA, it might be a JG reinforced gearbox. I know it's a reinforced gearbox, but I'm not sure what brand it is. Not that it really matters, because I'm not expecting this gun to last forever. I'm just expecting that it'll teach us some new things about building guns like this, building guns around a certain gearbox or whatever. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about it so far. Expecting this gun to maybe be printed in around 24 to 36 hours total. Considering the scale of this drawing is way off, um, yeah, I'd say 36 hours would probably be a better bet. Just the back half alone would probably take around 16 to 20 hours. The front end, maybe a lot less. Depends on how long it is and how complex it ends up being, and also the other few parts that we need, like the trigger, the mag release, the trigger bar, the supports, stuff like that. It all depends, but it's pretty exciting because like this was just like a spur of the moment kind of thing, and it ended up sounding like a really cool idea and really fun. So maybe one day you might see this out on the field. So what we have so far is just some scrap parts that we had in the AEG bin. Not even sure exactly what's what. I know this barrel came from an Elite Force, or S&T G36C to be exact. And this is a Lonex Red that I found in the parts bin. Not sure what kind of cylinder or piston head that is, but I know that's a Bravo Lonex piston with the steel teeth, which I was really happy to find because that's not bad. Just some standard run-of-the-mill parts, but they seal really well with this piston head, so figured why not. I'm not sure what kind of gears I'm gonna use yet. Not not sure because I have a few SHS gears and some standard stock G&G, some hardened G&G gears. I'm not really sure which ones to use. I also have a modify. Um, what is this? It's a speed set, and it's like in one thing. I forgot what exactly they're called. I think linear gears or something like that. Like gear cassette. I don't know. I don't remember what their name was called, but I'm considering using this as well since I have it, but I don't think I have enough bushings to use it, so I might not. Depends. I'm more leaning towards using some of these bearings that I have in this bag and just a decent gear set maybe. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for that. Haven't come up with a name for it yet, but there was a name I was spitballing earlier, and it sounded fun and was paying homage to the original thought and design of the gun, which is the MP7. I was thinking about calling it the MP6.9, just for shits and giggles, I guess. And I might just go with that. Alright, so this is gonna be a multi-part video series. Every time I get something new done with this project, I will post it here for you guys to see and check out. um, yeah, so maybe one post a week about this project, or maybe once a month, once every 2 weeks. And if I have some extra time, maybe more frequently, maybe not. We will see. And that's all I've got for you today. Hope you guys enjoy, and hope you guys continue to watch this series of the MP 6.9. And yeah, that's all I got. I said that too many times. Anyway, have a good one. I will see you next time.